transportation, Bangalore transportation, the local transportation. So every city has the local transportation, but the government and they don't more focus on that. So and so towards the emerging towards country. So how would you say that the transportation should be more important?
No, so first question is
Foundation.
public transport versus private transport, right? If you look at world top Indian cities, and I'm looking at Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, and I'm talking as a resident of these cities, right? You see a well-oiled public transport system. So when I say well-oiled, there are three things. One is the extent of the public transport, which is metro, local train, buses, right? The second is the last mile connectivity, right? So when you get off the station, there is something to take you back home, right? And the third is the cost of it. So one is the availability of public transport, second is the last mile connectivity, and third is the cost. And all those three things are very important. If you make it very costly, it will be very hard for people to take the public transport. I think Bangalore has all the three challenges: the extent of the network, the last mile connectivity, and the cost. Right? I think, and as I was saying, that all big global cities have a very robust, well-oiled public transport. It's a marker of it. I mean, go to Singapore, go to Hong Kong. The cost to buy a car is not just the cost of the car, but the license that you own to buy a car. That makes it prohibitive. But they compensate it with a very good public transport which you are able to carry. We don't have it. We don't have it in Indian cities, but we particularly lack in Bangalore.
So I just want to ask you, what inspired you the most to write about this city, Bangalore, and what are the challenges you faced while writing this book?
So as I mentioned, the biggest was that what makes this city different, what makes this city unique, right? And why is Bangalore India's tech startup capital? Just trying to understand at a more deeper level. There are multiple layers that make a city, and what is it that makes Bangalore different, special, and those layers that comprise of it, right? So that was the journalistic curiosity that led me to the book. What was the second question?
What are the challenges you faced?
Challenges. So the biggest challenge for me was to be able to write a book on a city to which I was a newcomer, right? I didn't want to be a parachute journalist, just dropping and writing at a very surface level. If I had to go do a good job of the book, I had to write it like an insider. So I was an outsider who needed to become an insider to be able to write this book in a manner that made sense. And that's the reason why you will hear people like Benedict say that 80% of things he didn't know, because it required that kind of immersion into the city, right? So 2 years of non-stop 7-day work, reporting over 600 people, interviewing them, and checking, double checking, checking 3 times, 4 times for some of the conclusions or insights you were sort of drawing out, to make sure that you don't get things wrong, because when you reside in a city, there are things that you know about a city instinctively, right? When you are an outsider, you don't. So you can't lean on your instinct to arrive at it, and it gets better with time. So those were the challenges.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights.
Thank you so much.